MontyMed.com to schedule your appointment today. That's 724-569-8100. Or visit MontyMed.com to schedule your appointment today. Now accepting new patients.
This is The Great Outdoors with Jason White, exploring the great outdoors in Pennsylvania and beyond. Brought to you by the Mariana Outdoorsmen Association and by Wild Acres Farm, Fishery, and Regulated Hunting Grounds. Now, The Great Outdoors with Jason White.
Good morning, folks, and welcome to The Great Outdoors. We'll be covering for Jason with my partner here, Todd Miner, as myself, the Whipster. Later on today, I'll be on my show, the Dog Tag Club. But anyhow, we're broadcasting out of 590 AM, 101.1 FM out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Streaming live on Facebook, as well as those who know the internet. It's WMBS590.com. And again, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. And it's a welcoming factor to have you. You know, we're filling in for Jason, and he'll probably be back next week, and then after that, we'll probably again.
Yeah, so he told me next week he'll be back, and then he said he's going to be off for a little bit. And
yeah, we'll be filling in for him.
Yes.
So anyway, we got a lot of topics that we want to cover. Folks, just grab a cup of coffee, enjoy, and the facts and the events that are going on, both here in the state of Pennsylvania as well as elsewhere in the state. So I believe we have a phone guest already. Yes. It's with pleasure that I want to introduce this young man. James, are you there?
Good morning, guys.
Yes. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll carry on the conversation from there.
Alrighty. Good morning for everyone out there listening. My name's Jim McClinton, in affiliation with the Wissahickon Crick Anglers. We're a nonprofit, in the inner city, like the suburban part of the inner city, and we love what you guys do out there.
Well, we do too, and again, I'm taken by the name of your organization. How did that come about?
Okay, so there is a park it runs, I believe it's 5 or 10 miles. I forget the acreage, but it is a park, and the creek that runs through it is the Wissahickon Crick, as we call it, Wissahickon Creek.
Uh-huh.
And it starts up in Montgomery County around Lansdale, and it dumps into the Schuylkill River. So the part of, I believe, the head of it starts around Chestnut Hill, and it dumps into Lincoln Drive, and it's really if there's any word to describe it, it's a majestic place, and it's a special place that we call home, and it's really, really neat. It once was a booming, I guess, a booming resource of that part of the city. It's the highest point in the city, I believe, and there was a lot of mills and history down in that part of the park. So,
absolutely, and Jim, for our listening audience, you did say that was out on the suburbs of Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're in Philadelphia, but this is considered the outskirts.
Yeah, right, in the suburbs of the Philadelphia area. Yes. Now, your location, is there an actual location address, or so somebody wanted to take a ride out there, or maybe you investigated on the Facebook or website. Can you fill in that a little bit?
Yeah, we're based out of Roxborough, Pennsylvania. It's a neighborhood in the city. We do have a Facebook page called the Wissahickon Crick Anglers. Feel free to join and see a part and see what we're up to, what we do. We do a lot of stuff. My uncle, we call him the live guy. His name's Clint McClinton. He's a real good guy. We joke around and we say he's head of human resources.
Yeah.
But he's just he's always going live at different events. We support other clubs. A lot of clubs support us, and we couldn't do it without the support and the love from the people around the neighborhood and so on and so forth.
Well, that's what I found out too, Jimmy. That once they engage in what, and they understand what you're doing and what your vision is for both short and long term, they seem to it rubs off to where they become active and want to put the word out and be involved in any given way. Now, you're talking about your uncle. We call them the Energizer Bunnies of any organization. So you're lucky to have a man like that.
Yes, absolutely. That would be a great terminology for him. So he's always motoring and running and gunning and.
Well, I understand. I didn't mean to cut you off here, but I was while I was in my thought process, I understand that Jason White had visited your location, and he was totally in awe of what you guys are offering, particularly in the. I believe he had mentioned that you put not just fish in, but you put what they call lunkers. And is that true, or Listen.
Oh yeah, we fundraise throughout the year, and we don't have like a so-called membership yet. And really, the heart and backbone of the club, it really, stems from about 10 people that are just the backbone of this club. My president, James Martin, aka Bugsy Martin, he's the president. Our vice president, Anthony Stankiewicz. We have a lot of key members in here, and we fundraise throughout the year. And these guys are just, total wizards with, ways to fundraise and, come up with funds to stock these trout. And we work very closely with a nonprofit in Montgomery County called the Stony Creek Anglers, and they do a lot for us. Chaz was the president at one point for the Stony Creek Anglers, and without that man and Erin Check, she's the southeastern deputy, I'm not sure the correct terminology, with Fish and Game. Without those two people, I don't think we would ever amount to what we are today. We do it for the love. We do it to give back. We do it for the smile on the children's faces, the adults' faces, that we have something in the inner city. I mean, I don't know too many other places in a major city that have this resource that we have. I mean, I describe it to people like this. If I were to blindfold you and take you down there and take the blindfold off, you wouldn't believe that you're 20 minutes from Center City, Philadelphia. It's just, I'm just so lucky to have these guys, Jason White, the park as a part of my life.
Yep.
As far as the lunkers go, we work with Big Brown. I forget his last name, but his name's Charlie, and he runs a fish hatchery out of Nazareth, PA, and he does a tremendous job of giving us the fish that we need to put smile on people's faces. I mean, we have fish from 13, 14-pound range to 1 pound range that we put in.
That's what I understand, that there's already been some, comments that they actually, the lunkers that we call in our arena, that they've actually snapped the line to where they are just so feisty and so
oh, yeah.
the battle end of it. And going back to where you talked about the kids and the people that are involved with fishing there, sometimes that reward is better than monetary. that you've actually exposed them and opened them up to a new opportunity, to where outdoors in itself is very therapeutic, and just the enjoyment of the being around folks that are inclined to have a vision to bring us to the others that maybe don't know or are not aware of it, and then when they do get aware of it, that networking builds, and the word of mouth is the best advertisement, as they say. But more importantly, with the fundraising, people got to understand that you're trading off the monies that you're fundraising, that you're going to provide not only a prize of some sort, but also the opportunity of having that program developed and maintained. And you're talking about fish. They're not cheap.
Not cheap at all. No. And the permitting, Jason's been fighting for the permitting so hard and getting that loophole fixed and everything. Are you experiencing any of those issues with the permitting out there?
Everything's pretty smooth. We do have to apply for a permit through the city of Philadelphia for the actual contest itself, but other than that, Fish and Game, we really have had no problem with them. The only conflict that we ever encountered was when the first year we did it. We wanted to do it, I believe it was like a week after the opening season, and we had to push it back a few weeks. But I was talking to Jason about a few things, and I would love to see the trout fishing, especially like where you guys are at and where I'm at, like a month earlier, because the water gets so warm. I mean, I think the day that we put them in, it was an hour just to acclimate the fish because of the temperature difference where these fish were raised and what we were putting them in. I think our water temp that day was like 68, so it's definitely a grind. I mean, every year it's a grind, but it's a labor of love, and we also put those fish in, and then we also give back to a family in need in the community. So we just we take a lot of pride in our neighborhood. We take a lot of pride in our creek and what we do, and I'm honored to have a guy like Jason White and you guys in collaboration with our club. I mean, it really is an honor.
Well, it adds to the strength too, for a lot of things that are facing that people don't realize, maybe anxiety, depression, just to having built a community of recognition to where not only the veterans, the first responders, families, and even with the children, that they can go and enjoy a wholesome and an event that you guys are providing as well, what we're doing over here. And going back to the fundraising, and I think that's a very important point to express, that they say, well, go get a grant, or there's so many people that are out there grabbing that it becomes very competitive. You put time in, effort to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and then you either get a rejection or you get approval. So based on that, it's still in the uncertainty. But if you have any planned events that what your capabilities are, you could target, and that's most important, I think. The other part of that is that each and every month, I don't know how often you do your stocking, but what you're doing is you're generating monies to a small business, and that small business is depending on you as a source of income. So it's it goes in a circle that, I'm taking $5 off you for, this or that or a donation or such, but you're reinvesting it, and that investment is going to the prosperity of your region. Does that make sense to you, Jim?
No, absolutely. And going back to the farming, as Jason would say, raising these fish at, it's all full circle here, and we love supporting the small business. It's just a great thing. And
now you had mentioned. I'm sorry, Jim. I get ahead of myself at times, but I'm very interested in promoting. Do you have any events that are coming up, and do you want to announce that? What may be, as well as you had mentioned that you're a nonprofit. And on your website, or if somebody wanted to make a donation to you, how would they do that?
I would go on the website and leave a message in the message board or box or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a link on Facebook. So I would just go into the Messenger if you have Messenger, or leave a comment, and one of us will be more than happy to get back to you. But for as far as promotion and events, everything's on the website. I believe in a few weeks we're going to have a catfish tournament on the Schuylkill River. At the base of it will be at the Gladwin VFW, and it's something new for us. And I think it's going to be a great event to get the guys back together. I mean, we look forward to that. We getting the whole crew together and seeing everyone's face out there, stopping by and talking, and grilling and all that stuff. So
well, sure.
Be coming up, and then we usually have a right around October we have a Bago tournament that we usually do, and that's another thing to get the crew back together. And then we have a beef and beer, which is a great night out, sometime around first or second week of February. So that's kind of like gets everyone going again, breaks everyone out of winter hibernation, looking forward to, the new upcoming season. I mean, it's really a great thing, man. We have, we'll have a DJ there. We sell our new apparel for the year, and there's so many donated baskets that people put together and donate towards us, and it's just it's a really good night out,
Well, that sounds exciting, Jim. And like I say, always remember this: if that's your first time ever to do it, the first time is always the hardest. And then after that, if they see how successful, they see the effort, they see the passion of putting an event together, then the second one and as follows, it all comes easy.
And that's what I said, that the club that we worked with, they've been around, I believe, late 90s, and Chaz, he would talk to us, and man, we're like, this is a lot of work. That, do we stay in, do we bail? And he said each year that you do the event, it'll get easier and easier, and the more help you get. And I believe this is our fourth year doing it, going into our fifth year, and it's just I look forward to it every year. I look forward to that more than an opening day of Trout for me, So
now, when are you going to be coming out to our area? Anytime soon, or is it going to be on the?
We were just out there for Jason's fly fishing competition.
Yes.
Derby.
Yes.
And what a great event! And we went out last year, and I tell you what, Jason and the anglers that fish there, his family. If you're looking for a good time, a great class of people, I would highly recommend the Mariana Sportsman's Association. I mean, me and the guys from the club, we've traveled from the east side of the state all the way to the west side of the state, up to New York, you name it, we've been there, and we fished there's a couple places like Jason's, that just did not do it for us like the Mariana did it for us. You stay with Jason, you feel welcome. He is a genuine. I can't describe it anymore. He's a genuine person. I mean, I've never felt so welcome with me and my family. going out to his place than I have going out there. I mean, everyone's respectful. It's clean, and it really reminds us of home when we fish out there. So, if you're looking for a good time and you're looking for some fish to break your line, that's the place to go to, because he really does an incredible job of running.
We're going to expand on that. We're not only giving that credit to Jason, but also the board members, which I happen to be one of them, and I want to take a part of that accolades that you've been throwing out. So we surely appreciate that, and that's probably about the best advertisement that I couldn't even put together myself. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that.
I'm a member of several sports clubs, and I mean that is by far my favorite and nicest one I belong to, and I just found it last year, and I'm so glad I found it, and I don't plan on going anywhere.
We're growing.
For sure.
Yeah, we have short-term as well as long-term themes that are on the table, and one by
Lots
one.
Lots of different possibilities there, from the bird hunting to fishing. Long-range rifle range is opened up, ready to go.
Yes.
I mean he never stops.
No,
that is for sure.
So, but like I say, it's a good leader, but also the team.
All the people behind him. It takes a village, as they say.
As they say. Yeah.
And that's true. It takes good people behind you.
Well, Jimmy, we surely appreciate you coming in, taking time out to voice what you got going on over there. Now, again, could you repeat the location? Can you spell out your, the name of your organization as well, so we can write all this down and examine it, and maybe we can get some of the people in our region to come out and visit.
Okay, great. It's the Wissahickon Crick Anglers is our Facebook page, and that's WISSAHICKON Crick, CRICK Anglers, ANGLERS.
Perfect.
And we are in Roxborough, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, PA. In the park, like I said, it starts at Northwestern Avenue, and it dead ends into Lincoln Drive. But where we have the event is between Gorgas Lane Bridge on the path, and it dead ends into Kitchens Lane.
Very good, Jim. And again, I thank you, and I'll be looking forward to meeting you in some given time frame. And we wish you the best of luck with you and your group, and start getting some new members out there, and anything that we can do to help assist, call upon us.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, take care, my man.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, take care, guys. See you. Bye.
Well, Todd, I'll tell you, it is refreshing when you hear some other people engaged in some outdoor activity, and there's a lot of positive factors to tie in with that.
Oh, there is, and it's people think of Philadelphia as just a city out there, and I lived out that way for a short time, and there's such beautiful areas out there. I mean, there's a lot of city. Don't get me wrong; it's the largest city in the state by far, and but there's a lot of beautiful suburbs, and the creeks and streams out there are downright beautiful. So I mean, well, that's great that they're doing this, getting the kids involved, and starting up
that's
things.
It. You hit a key point there. Having the children to be involved to make them aware of that those are available, instead of in that video game playing, and get them out of the house and get them life skills.
I say it all the time, without the youth, we'll have nothing in the future.
You got it.
And we got to help shape them, form them, and give them opportunities, and not use video games as their babysitters, engage with them. We all get busy, and I find myself even that way. I need to take more time and spend with my grandson and do things with him, and, and get him involved in things that I, hopefully at least introduce him to him. Let him make up his own mind. I am pushy and forceful because I have opinions, but I mean, I want him outdoors and stuff, but I at least want to give him that opportunity, and introduce it to him, because if you don't introduce them, how will people ever know if they like it or don't like it?
To me, I think it's wholesome. I know back in the day when I had my dad hand me my first single shotgun, and my brothers, I think we we were so excited to be out in nature with Dad that he was going to teach us the skills of hunting and, recognizing that just it's a wholesome, just a wholesome time frame.
Yes.
It's a connection. And then,
it's
when you
the best.
when you get your first bag, whether it be a rabbit, pheasant, or whatever, he's so proud as well as you are.
Right.
And, they become more, you hone in on your skills. Sometimes that them trees are like relieved. You didn't call yourself a shot and at a rabbit and knocked off a squirrel.
Yeah, and that's
If you know what I mean.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's priorities change as you get older and everything. I still get excited though when I see a doe walk up to me in deer season. And when I lose that, I'll probably give up hunting, to be honest with you, because I just get excited to be in the woods and see wildlife, see nature, and I love it. But I mean, I only try to shoot, especially at the farm, decent sized bucks and stuff and all that. But, I still get excited when I go out and see the doe in the field and everything. And I love it.
It
becomes part of you.
It does.
Yes.
It's a part of your DNA. That's right.
Yes.
And again, it's not the harvesting of that animal. It's like you say, the fact that you're out there in nature, the benefit is that, whatever it be, a rabbit to a deer, that you take it and you engage in, the festivity of that wildlife food.
But, you hits on something there. It isn't about the harvest, but we have to have the opportunity for youth also. So that's something what Jason's been working on is the predators. He's working on that with the hawks and the different owls and different things that are
the coyotes
and everything.
Yeah.
But especially with the hawks now, he's working on the permits for that.
Yeah.
The hawks and the different predatory birds, and you have to go such permitting, and I keep hitting that word permitting. I know I sound like a broken record, but Jason's been such a forerunner on that it's just been wonderful.
Well, what he's trying to stress, basically, down to the bottom bare facts, balance.
Yes.
When I was a child and I took a box of shells out with me, that was meaning that I was only going to hunt a half a day. There was so much game that was out there, okay? Not that I missed or anything as such to take into account, but it's the idea that there was so bountiful of wildlife. Now, you can walk for miles and either not see a rabbit, or if you do see a rabbit, you're just amazed that you finally kicked one out.
Right, yeah, and it's became harder and harder, with loss of habitat, predators,
Yes.
and just what have you, just different things. And so we got to have balance. Balance is a great word for that, I'm not saying eradicate all the predators.
No.
Because you got to have different things, because trapping has gone away, not much of that's done anymore, with the cost of furs not being worth anything and cost of trapping supplies going through the roof. There's no balance there at all.
Not at all, no.
So we need different ways of doing things. The coyote population keeps surging, even with more coyote hunters, but there's no coyote trappers left much anymore. There's a handful, and they keep breeding, keep having babies, and keep taking out of all of our game.
Well, that's why I say if we do a summary of what, the MOA as a group, and I'm going to give, credit not only to Jason, but, I'm going to talk about the board members. Each one has an identified talent. Each one of them have a mission, a task, okay? And when we bring all that together, it makes it a positive, and it makes it a movement that, you can really enjoy the feedback from others that, attend.
Most definitely. Because it takes different personalities, different skills, different places to go. Because, everybody has their own avenues they can go after different things and do different things and bring it all to the table. And when you bring that together, it causes one great, powerful tool that everybody can, get behind.
I agree. Now, for instance,
it works.
For instance, we just, teamed up with the Pennsylvania Vet Pets. And we're training our dogs and puppies to become therapy service dogs, which I'll be engaged tomorrow morning with the dog that I'm assigned with.
Yeah,
and boy,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, well, he's a handful. I tell you, he just celebrated his 8th month birthday.
Okay.
But he's big as a horse, because of his breed, Rottweiler / German Shepherd.
He's gonna be a big boy.
he's going to be a big boy. But again, and when I put the vest on him, it's like he has a personality change that I got to go to work.
It's a purpose.
Daggone it, yeah.
That's great too.
But when that vest is off, he's a puppy. He'll want to play and run around. And I had to buy him a toy, but he favors sticks. And I live out in the country, and he don't bring sticks. I mean, he brings logs to me.
Brings little trees.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But he's a handful.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
but more importantly, that not only serves for our veterans, first responders, but we also are dealing with children with disabilities. So, that autism or Down syndrome or anything as such. We're even showing and training our dogs to, be to go into, whether it be a nursing home, hospital, or, any environment
be able to
as such.
handle all those things.
Yeah. So.
And I've dealt with the, different things like that, being in the mental health field for 20 plus years now. And that is a difficult situations at times because it's unpredictable, especially the autism. Autism is a very challenging disease for people, and people that experience autism, I can only imagine what they're going through because they have a hard time expressing themselves. So such intelligence, but can't always get it out, and it's just. And then a lot of times people don't understand it. It's hard to understand because they don't know how to express themselves, how to get it out. And for a dog to be able to deal with that, and I've seen animals be their best friend.
You got it.
And they're just so understanding and so compassionate. We take pets for granted. I mean, I have 3 dogs of my own at the house, and you said it last time we were on the radio there, and they're just unconditional. They're always there. They forgive us even when we're having a bad day and everything else. They're still right beside us. They're great.
Well, what I'm trying to stress with the MOA as well as even the individuals, that we brought it closer to home, to where if they wanted people that wanted to get engaged to any of these programs, whether it be a member, whether it be attending the training of a dog, or taking a walk. And you just mentioned about our longest rifle range, that there's courses that we can teach you not only from the 50 yards all the way out to 750, that you become an expert shot.
That's amazing, and that's a great thing.
So it's not just that it's there.
Right.
It would be under supervision, the safety of a rifle. Again, we'll do that in the long range, and then we can also take you to the pistol range. See?
That's so many things there, and and this is bad on me. I'm a member. I didn't even realize we had a pistol range, and that's something I need to take advantage of for my wife, even to get her down there because she's a member also. And
let me tell you something.
To it.
I'm gonna tell you something. This has already happened. We had like about maybe 29 women that we gave a safety course to, and then we took them down to the pistol range. I'll never, you've heard that expression, wrath of a woman. Yeah, they were naturals. I mean, it just like, man, I'm right there. I said, go ahead, girl.
Well, I also often question myself, why do I even get in an argument with my wife at home? Because I have quite a few firearms in the house, and I should not upset her.
No,
because she does know how to use them, and that's probably not the most ideal thing.
And we're establishing a new
as a joke, she can control herself, but you know what I mean.
Well, I know what you mean. I know it's all in fun and games, but the other thing that we're establishing is a brand new 5-stand clay pigeon.
That is becoming so popular.
It is.
It
okay,
is, and that's
so we got that going on. We just renovated the barn. Okay, for small events, but we have on our projection of down maybe long term, short term, whatever. But we see a vision for a nicer, bigger event center.
Oh, the location is so beautiful there.
Yeah,
I mean,
so there's so many opportunities, there's so many options. So we have to prioritize everything that we're going to be doing a master plan. And that involves maybe the infrastructure of Daniels Run is what we call it, with the dams that we construct so it could be not only for deeper holes, more oxygen, just environmental friendly. The idea to establish many cabins, and maybe developing another a barn to where we can have bigger events with a deck and have some activities out there for whether it be graduation, whether it be weddings,
Right.
or any kind of a function.
Oh, it is. It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And people want to be outside. They love the rural stuff. And that's one thing. COVID was a disgusting event for everyone. And, it wasn't terrible, pandemic that went on. But, it did bring people to nature and back outside. That is the one thing it did. And I think, it opened people's eyes to get outside and experience these things. So hopefully people continue that and keep getting out to places like the MOA.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And I'll say this again. It's the idea of going outside, but then what are you going to do when you're out there? So,
Right.
we have kayaking, we have canoeing, we have fishing, okay? We have archery, we have the trails, we have the rifle range, the pistol range, not even counting the agriculture.
Right.
Okay.
The pheasant hunting in the fall and the spring.
And the pheasant hunting and the quail and the chuckers,
Yes.
And again, I take pride in that because it's just not only to, buy me another beer and we're going to talk about a program. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, no, we talked about it, we've established it, and we maintain it. And how do we maintain it? Well, I'll give you an instance. Like coming up this Sunday, we're going to have a golf outing at Carmichael's Golf Course, okay? The registration will be at 8 o'clock and the golfing will be at 9. So if anybody's interested, and I think we still have some openings for teams, just go to the Mariana Outdoors Association and you click on, wanting to be a part of that, and we'll see you out there in Carmichael's. So that's one avenue. We have another one coming up in July. It will be a cash bash down at the Dembo Fire Hall. All right? So we'll initiate that. But all those monies that we're raising goes for the support of that program that we're, spearheading.
Right. And it takes money. That's what people always think, it's fundraising. People don't understand how much it costs to do the things that are going on.
Exactly.
And it's not that everybody wants to go out and sell tickets and do these things and all that. They're not easy to do. It's hard to ask your friends to buy tickets. It's hard to push tickets on the things and ask people for help and all this. But you know what? Whenever you enjoy the events that's going on, enjoy the facilities, that's the benefit, the reaping of it, and that's for sure.
That's the golden egg, as I would say. And you're more than welcome to come out and see how your money has been spent. Like I'd mentioned earlier in the show, just in the fish end of it. We're a private industry, nonprofit. Same thing with that young man that we had talked about. That money's raised is going for the enjoyment of others, not for us. We're not monetary gaining.
Right.
We're making sure that we get an image out there to say, daggone it, man, did you see that fish that the MOA put in? Because I'll give you a couple instances, just with a disabled veteran in a wheelchair. I didn't know to grab him or the wheelchair or what, because he had on his line 26-inch, 6-pound trout.
Right, that's a big fish.
That's a big fish, okay?
Yes,
Same thing with the children that we've had out there, all right? Now, again, you're pushing a ticket, or you're asking for, golf outing, or you're asking for a cash bash. But again, it's not a personal gain.
Right.
It's for those who want to engage and benefit from what we're doing and maintaining.
It's to better the club, make it better, and make it
There
better.
you are. That's the image of it.
And everything, and the club gives back so much to the veterans, to the kids, like you're saying, and it's just a
and
great
families.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
And as you just mentioned that you're a member, but you heard about it, you came out, you investigated it, and you became a member to enjoy what we're establishing.
And unfortunately, I don't get to experience as much as I'd like. But you know what? It's there if I want to. That's the thing. I have the opportunity and the ability. It's just time. No one has time, but you know what? I have the ability and the opportunity. That's there.
But when you're there, it's the quality of time.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it matches up.
And the fish, you can't get fish unless you're going to Lake Erie or Ontario to get trout like that.
Yeah.
They're unreal. They are. I saw the pictures on Facebook when I was first going to join. I'm like, these can't be real. And then I saw home. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And to be right in Western Pennsylvania, they are unbelievable.
And,
they really
and
are.
Just the atmosphere, where we stock in one area, the dam, okay, just that in itself, where the dam is flowing, and you're putting in the, we dealt mainly with just trout, in all the different species, but it's just to see them out with the waders on and casting, and when they do land one of those.
Oh, this monster fish.
monster fish, absolutely. So
definitely.
But I'm very proud to be a part of that, and I'm proud of.
Need to be.
I am.
It's a great organization.
I am, and every breath that I can mention about the dog tag program attached to the Mariana, the Pennsylvania Vet Pets with our training of dogs. So it takes time, it takes effort, but
yes.
Just for instance, of the dogs, the time, the effort, and the feeding, and the training, and the hours, and then to get attached to that dog to give to another person.
That'd be the hardest part of that.
It is.
Really would. Even though it's gone for a very good reason, cause, and to a good person, I would have such a hard time with that one. And I think anyone would, And
we had acquired 2 puppies, red labs, Haven and Harbor. Okay, so what we're doing is, if you're really interested and you go through our program, we like for you to come to be a trainer, not per se you the trainer, but watch the trainer that we have there, and come and repeat what he's training, and take that dog home and be attached to him right from beginning day one.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little different.
That is nice.
So
the veteran would actually get the puppy from puppy stage.
Day one.
That's cool.
Yeah. So and then he mimics.
Yeah, as I say, it gives the veteran a lot more with the animal then.
Yes.
And gives them another tool in their toolbox too, because they learn how to train the dog also.
And he can advance himself as well, and we have the capabilities of directing him to becoming a certified trainer.
And then possibly even helping other veterans and everything
and
else.
if you don't even want to even engage with having a dog, you're more than welcome to come out just to sit around and have the chat, or just watch the demonstration going on.
That's very nice.
It's a welcome, Matt.
That's a great program. It really is.
It really is, and I'm happy to be a part of that, because we have 2 locations for the elements, or we have one building in Washington, PA, and then for the enjoyment of the Mariana, we go out to the MOA at their lodge, and we do our display every other Thursday.
Very nice.
So we're usually there like around 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we'll do maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of training, and get a response of how the dog is progressing.
That's just wonderful for the veterans and the community itself.
Yeah. So it's not,
sure.
You've heard about it, it's out there, but now we're bringing it closer to home.
Yes.
So we're networking regionally. So not only for our organization, but we know of Top Dog. We know of the PA Vet Pets. We know of the Hearts of Gold, the various other K-22. So we've networked, and we know all those. So we cut right through the bureaucracy, right through the chase of it all.
Right.
And, direct you, or no matter whatever you're in, we can hook you up.
Get you where you need to go.
Right. So that's the networking we're doing. We're not just in one county. We're engaged, throughout the networking of the state of Pennsylvania.
Very nice.
It's
a lot of good things going on.
Well, a lot of effort, and a lot of time, and a lot of contact, a lot of emails, a lot of convincing, make it a win-win, and to get to not only the MOA out there in recognition, but also to get the dog tag program, because association, that marketing name, dog tag, the more or less the veteran knows that name.
Right.
See, now we're promoting the 988.
Yes.
In
crisis line. So.
Not only in the 988, which we'll talk about that later on the show. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of our show this morning.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes, Todd, thank you so much for being a partner. Tune in this afternoon at the Dog Tag with my co-host,
All right, guys.
Rob Dory, and myself.
Right here on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
D.com. I'm Steve Kathan. It's a scramble for votes as the